or if he incurable. 2. Sutra. Playing with the super-knowledges. Playing with these super-knowledge, the bodhisattva passes from Buddha field to see the Buddhas, but he has no notion of Buddha field. Sastra. Previously, the bodhisattva already possessed the super-knowledge, but now that he plays supremely with them, he can go to immense and infinite universes. When the bodhisattva was in the 7th ground, sometimes he wanted to attain nirvana. Now, for several reasons and because the Buddhas of the 10 directions escort him and protect him, he changes his mind and wants to save beings. Skillful in the super-knowledge, he goes at will and spontaneously to immense and infinite universes without encountering any obstacles. He sees the Buddha fields, but he does not grasp the mark of Buddha field. 3. Sutra. Seeing the Buddha fields. Staying in his own Buddha field, the bodhisattva sees the immense Buddha fields but has no notion of Buddha field. Sastra. There are bodhisattvas who, by the power of their super-knowledges, fly in the 10 directions looking at the pure universes and grasping their marks in order to adorn their own field. There are bodhisattvas whom a Buddha conducts through the 10 directions in order to show them the pure universes. They grasp the marks of these pure fields and make the vow to reproduce them. Thus the Buddha Che-tseu-tsai-wang guided the bhiksu Fa-tseu across the 10 directions and showed him the pure universes. Sometimes there are bodhisattvas who, remaining in their own original field, use the divine eye and see the pure universes in the 10 directions. At first they grasp their pure marks, then, conceiving a mind of detachment, they return to indifference. 4. Sutra. Constructing his own field on the model of the Buddha fields previously seen. The bodhisattva in the level of the Chakravartin king goes everywhere in the Trisahasra Mahasahasra Lokadhatu and constructs his own field. Sastra. As has previously been said, the 8th ground is called the level of the Chakravartin. Just as the precious wheel of the Chakravartin king goes everywhere without encountering any obstacle or hindrance or enemy, so the bodhisattva in this 8th ground can cause the jewel of the Dharma to rain down and fulfill the wishes of beings without anything obstructing him. He is also able to grasp the marks of the pure fields that he has seen and build his own field on their model. 5. Sutra. Seeing the body of the Buddhas in conformity with reality. It is seeing in conformity with the reality of the Dharmakaya. Those are the 5 dharmas to be completely fulfilled. Sastra. The bodhisattva sees the bodies of the Buddhas like a magic show, like a metamorphosis. This body is not part of the 5 skandhas, the 12 bases of consciousness, the 18 elements. His dimensions, his various colors are purely subjective. They are adjusted to the visions which beings have as a result of actions of their previous lives. In the present passage, the Buddha himself says that seeing the Buddha is seeing the Dharmakaya. 1. Sutra. Furthermore, O Subhuti, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva in the 8th ground should completely fulfill 5 dharmas, namely, knowing the extent of the spiritual faculties. Established in the 10 powers of the Buddha, the Bodhisattva knows the faculties of all beings, superior or inferior. Sastra. As has been said in regard to the 10 powers, the Bodhisattva knows first the functioning of the minds of all beings. He knows those who are of weak faculties, those who are of keen faculties, those in whom generosity predominates and those in whom wisdom predominates. Basing himself on these predominances, he saves beings. 2. Sutra. Purifying the Buddha field. This is purifying the minds of beings. Sastra. There are 2 ways of purifying. 1. The Bodhisattva purifies himself. 2. He purifies the minds of beings to make them follow the pure path. By means of this twofold purification of others and himself, the Bodhisattva can purify his Buddha field as he wishes. 3. Sutra. Concentrating oneself in the magic-like concentration. Staying in this concentration, the Bodhisattva accomplishes all activities, but his mind bears upon none. Sastra. The magician to some extent fills the universe with magical fictive objects. Armies consisting of the four elements, palaces and cities, food and drink, singing and dancing, killings and calamities, etc. In the same way also, the bodhisattva established in this concentration fills the universes of the 10 directions with his metamorphoses. First he makes gifts and satisfies beings. Then he preaches the Dharma, makes conversions, and destroys the 3 bad destinies. Finally he establishes beings in the 3 vehicles. In all these beneficent activities, not a single one fails. The mind of the bodhisattva remains motionless and he no longer grasps objects of the mind. 4. Sutra. Perpetual concentration. In the bodhisattva, it is the concentration resulting from retribution. Sastra. Having obtained the concentration like a magic show, the bodhisattva accomplishes all his activities by means of effort and with its help. Now it is a matter of the innate concentration resulting from retribution at the moment of passing into a new existence. In the same way that a person sees visible without having recourse to the power of the mind, so the bodhisattva who is established in this innate concentration saves beings. It easily surpasses the concentration like a magic show, for it spontaneously accomplishes its role without any help. Thus, among those who seek for wealth, some obtain it thanks to some help, but others obtain it spontaneously. 5. Sutra. According to such and such a degree of achievement that the roots of good of beings have, the bodhisattva assumes such and such a form of existence. According to whether the roots of good of beings have such and such a degree of achievement, the bodhisattva knowingly assumes such and such a form of existence and ripens beings. These, O Subhuti, are the 5 dharmas which the bodhisattva Mahasattva residing in the 8th ground must fulfill completely. Sastra. The bodhisattva has thus acquired the 2 kinds of concentration and the 2 kinds of superknowledge. Those that are acquired by practice and those that are acquired by retribution. He knows that henceforth he will assume a new form of existence with such a body, such a voice, such nidana, by such a path and by such means. He will even go so far as to assume an animal form of existence in order to convert and save beings. Bhummi 9. 1. Sutra. Furthermore, O Subhuti, the bodhisattva Mahasattva in the 9th ground must completely fulfill 12 dharmas. What are these 12? In universes infinite in number, the bodhisattva takes hold of the class of beings capable of being converted. In the innumerable universes of the 10 directions, the bodhisattva liberates the beings capable of being saved in accord with the Buddha's teachings. Sastra. In the innumerable incalculable universes of the 10 directions there are beings in the 6 destinies. The bodhisattva of the 9th ground ripens those who are capable of being saved and saves them. There are 3 kinds of universes, the pure, the impure, and the mixed ones of the beings living in.